So you may remember last year, the New European released 48 questions that Brexiteers have to answer, or should be forced to answer. And I pretty much agree. All these questions are quite logical, sane questions that no one seems to want to answer. Or if you ask these questions, there is this ridiculous backlash, or there is basically a bleating of, well, shameless propaganda. If you want an excellent example of this, then I highly recommend a channel called Nick Sloan. I'd love to speak to him because I think he has a lot to do with either economics or EU law, and I'd personally love to pick his brain on what he thinks has gone on recently, with a lot of the EU stuff. I'd love to talk to him. But here we have 10 more questions, and I think these are just spot on, that show that in no way is the current Tory government even thinking about long-term potential ramifications about Brexit. So, 26% of NHS doctors are migrants. It takes 7 years to train a doctor. We've already lost 10,000 doctors since the referendum. We plan to expel even skilled migrants after 5 years. So where are the courses to urgently train 23,000 replacement doctors? It's a valid argument. No one seems to want to talk about this, but so 11% of other NHS staff, so this is nurses, midwives, therapists, lab technicians, etc., are migrants. Where are the training bursaries to attract 50,000 replacements that we need? The new colleges and the new teachers. So the UK has a 19,000 mile coastline and over 40 commercial airports. To keep migrants out, a key promise of Brexit, we need at least 1,000 more of border security staffs. Have we increased any training of this, or are we currently training any of these people? No, we're not. And if not, why not? So, the Department for Transport admits that 150 miles of daily tailbacks in Kent after Brexit, such as lorry queues to get through slower passport controls. Where are the road widening schemes, the lay-bys, and the traffic management investment? The UK currently has 92,000 care home staff vacancies, and 150,000 existing carers are immigrants. Where is the funding to train 2,400 new care home workers? The Civil Service Managers Union estimates that we'll need 28,000 additional civil servants to replace the EU provisions. Where are these job adverts? The buildings, the training to train these people. 200,000 migrants work in the UK construction. But we're in the middle of a housing crisis. Where is the funding to train the British replacements? Where will Leavers' kids live if there is nobody to build their houses? Next one, the National Farmers Union has warned that a lack of migrants will affect food security. There are already reports of crops rotting in the fields because nobody is available to pick them. Where are the plans to train 800,000 seasonal workers for farming needs? And finally, 320,000 immigrants work in the financial services. Where is the training to replace their skills in the next 12 months, especially as 11% of tax revenues rely on that industry? Without them, we will have to make budget cuts bigger than the entire education budget. So, again, I think these are quite reasonable questions to ask to Brexiteers. You remember, you voted for this. You're the ones that should sort this mess out, not us. We told you what would happen, but, did you listen? No. And I may seem like some wrathful, angry god with my huddle, but I'm sorry, these are the facts. Facts that Brexiteers refused to even acknowledge or accept before the referendum, and even more, are refusing to answer them post-referendum. Living in a fantasy world will not affect reality. And reality is where we all live. And I'd at least like to live in a reasonable, ordered reality, if that's possible, guys. So, time to slap on your maid costumes, because you've got some serious cleaning up to do. Because we're not the ones that caused this mess.